light of Brian's younger years and some of the shenanigans he got up to. So I'll get stuck in. Brian Frederick Bunny. Brian was born on the 10th of December 1957. He is the fourth child of Bev and Lance, better known as Peter Bunny. Older siblings Diane, Gail and Keith. Younger siblings Sharon, Helen, Darlene, Robin, Jeff and Mark. The Bunny family lived in Warren Heap Street in Bunnyong. Brian attended Bunnyong Primary School and for high school, Sebastopol Technical School. Like most young boys in a small country town, Brian's life revolved around school, football and cricket, with a quiet, a bit of rabbiting and yabbying thrown in. Living opposite the footy oval helped. A quick trip over the road, through the fence, and he's at the footy oval. Unfortunately, Brian's under-15 coach thought he was too small and too light to get many games. However, this did not stop Brian being around the footy club. Anything that needed to be done was no trouble for Brian. Get in and get it done. That was his motto. This resulted in Brian getting 2 Best Clubman Awards. It seems this is where his love of volunteering began. Cricket was a different matter. He was playing with the men's side while still a teenager and was a highly regarded member of the team. Some very early memories that may help shape Brian have been remembered by his siblings. First and foremost is the famous haircut. Young sister Sharon had a very long hair. It was Mum's pride and joy. One afternoon while walking home from work down the laneway, Mum was thinking about her work Christmas party that she was about to... Sorry.
Did I muck that up?
No, it's alright. How beautiful Sharon's hair would look. While walking, she kept noticing clumps of hair through someone is going to be in trouble tonight. Thought someone is going to be in trouble tonight. Arriving home, she discovered that Brian, who didn't like hearing Sharon crying while her hair was being brushed every day, thought he could solve the problem by cutting her hair off, and that would bond her ponytail in place. Well, guess who was in trouble? Holidays and weekends after sport were spent enjoying a pretty carefree life. Tadpoling in the creek runoff in Hendrick Street, yabbing in Finley McNaughton's dam down the Durham. Every time the local kids turned up and asked to go yabbing, Finley replied with a smile, "You sure can, just remember, 1 cent per yabby you catch comes to me." Although many yabbies were caught, cooked and enjoyed, no money ever exchanged hands. Then there was a day, on the way to school, Brian and Sharon decided it would be a good idea to wag school and go fishing. So off to the Gong they went. They caught a heap of fish and thinking they were like Huckleberry and Finn, they stuck them in a stick and headed home. Walking along, they were talking about how happy Mum would be with what they got. What they forgot was their timing and the fact that they had to walk past the school and on their way home. So of course, they were sprung. While rabbiting one day, Brian rescued some baby rabbits. He snuck them into the house as he didn't want to get in trouble for bringing them home. It is not known where he hid them. Helen remembers the family sitting down to watch a movie on TV. The younger kids sitting or laying on the floor. The movie was a horror movie about a giant octopus that rose out of the ocean, killing people. At the same time as the octopus rose from the water, the baby rabbits had escaped from their hiding place, running all over the lounge room, brushing against everyone's legs. Kids were screaming and jumping about, while baby bunnies were scouting around just as scared as the kids. It was a funny sight. Brian's first job was mowing lawns for pocket money. His first official job, though, was at George Farmer's small goods factory in Eureka Street, Ballarat. He was so proud to be working and earning a wage. As a teenager, life after work was footy, cricket, rabbiting, although there was partying as well. The party house on the corner of Harriet Street seem quite a few parties by the sounds of it, with a lot of shenanigans thrown in. Brian attended these parties with his best mate, Ray Coxall, and all the local teenagers. The other meeting place for the kids was the rotunda at the Buninyong Gardens. By the sounds of, they were enjoying life. One story is that an older boy, Stephen Eames, who was considered as the town nerd by the teenagers, decided it would be cool to drink with the young ones down at town. By the time Stephen left, the condom had been attached to his exhaust pipe. Now, while it's not 100% certain Brian was involved, it does seem feasible. Brian also had a soft side. When he found out his sister was pregnant with their first child, he was the first one to go out and buy her several items, including a beautiful shawl. Now to the day Brian and family friend and mate Robert Hanford got on the bus and headed into Ballarat to do some shopping. After doing all the things they wanted, the boys were walking around town. While walking along Curtis Street, they spotted the Army Recruitment Office. After reading the signage outside, Brian looked at Robert and said, "Will we?" Robert replied, "Why not? We've got nothing else to do." The teenage partying ended and Army life began. Who would know a spur of a moment idea in 1977 would result in a 40-year military career? Brian began as a medical storeman and has had detachment and postings to all medical units in the Army. Rising through the ranks, he attended the rank of captain in 2003 and major in 2011. Brian was also quartermaster of the 2nd 14 Light Horse Regiment, Queensland Mounted Infantry. He served in most states of Australia, in East Timor, and with the multinational forces in Sinai, Egypt. He was awarded several honours, including four clasps to the Defence Force Service Medal. Brian retired in 2017. While in the Army, Brian's favourite quote to his nephew with longer hair was, "You need a haircut and to join the Army." While visiting his young sister Robin and very shy and quiet nephew Connor, who was about 3 or 4 at the time, Brian told Connor he needed a haircut and to join the army. Connor promptly ran and hid under the bed. When he was finally coaxed out of his hiding place, he stood with his hand on his hip, looked at Brian and said, "Fine, I'll join the Army, but I'm not calling you sir." Brian will forever be loved, missed by his siblings and their extended families. His lovely daughters, Susie, Angela and Kate, and even more by his beautiful wife, Laurel. Brian, gee, we're going to miss you. Everyone sends their love. Also, within the next 4 to 5 weeks, a tribute to Brian, a plaque will be placed in the Buninyong Cemetery, Dell of Memories, in an area set aside as a special place for loved ones not buried in the cemetery. The plaque will read, Major Brian Bunny, retired, 10th of the 12th, 1957 to 17th of the 9th, 2025. Loved husband of Laurel, much loved son of Bevan Lance, forever loved by his siblings. Thank you.